sports fans, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for the love and support. Well, that's that. The way I look at it, the Dallas Mavericks fall into a 3-0 hole, a margin from which no NBA team has ever come back from. I just can't see them doing what the Cleveland Cavaliers did, their famous comeback from down 3-1 in the NBA Finals. It is unlikely the Mavs, who are down 0-3 in the series, are going to climb out of it. Now, I'll be a kind gentleman and say this will be a gentleman's sweep, which means the Mavs won't go away easy. And with their backs against the wall, facing the brink of elimination, I think Dallas will come out aggressive, try to attack early and often. We will see that tonight from the Dallas Mavericks. They're still at home. It's do or die. This is it. Your plan to keep your season alive, and they'll get another chance to hopefully live to fight another day. And as we know, the closeout game is always the hardest to get. One more win for the Celtics and banner 18 will finally be secured. Win game 4, and not only will you complete the sweep, but break the tie with the Lakers for the most championships in NBA history. Look, listen, I have the utmost respect for Luka, but he needs to stop whining. Every play, constantly just whining. That's what he does. He whines and pouts, hunting for fouls and complaining if he doesn't get the calls he wants. It hurts his team. He's on the floor complaining, and there go the Celtics down the other end. It happened. Twice on Wednesday, twice. Luka is an all-time talent. I think we can all say he is. He's one of the greatest guards in this league. It's just that when the game isn't going his way, he has a tendency to whine to the officials. I do think some of it is built up frustration from being banged up and doing a lot of work on offense. The offensive burden placed on Luka is finally getting to him. I believe it was in Game 3 where he was making the right pass and right play every time, but nobody was out there helping him out on offense. That's frustrating. But as a star player, the leader of your team, just play the game the way it's supposed to be played and stop whining. You can't beg for calls and try to bait fouls just by, falling with no contact. Get back on defense. The key to winning Game 4 tonight, hear me out. Luka has to be efficient on both ends of the floor for them to have a chance to win this game. It's not all about what you can provide offensively. It's what you can give your team defensively. As great of an offensive player Luka is, he is an awful defender. Let's not kid ourselves here. I think he found the water is too hot to handle. The first 3 games was just testing the water. And clearly, Boston is just a terrible matchup for Dallas. This is the finals, and the Celtics have been through enough in the past 2 years for them to lose. They're not losing this series. They're not losing this series at all, even if Luka shows up and plays defense for once. I'm watching Luka unravel last night and get flustered. I'm watching a guy who is completely rattled. You can't do that against the Celtics. I'm watching Boston beat up, rough up the Mavs. That look on Luka's face told me everything I need to know. You can't show your side of weakness against the Celtics. They will get in your head every time. They're toying with the younger Mavericks team. They're toying with them. You saw that in Game 3 for much of the night. It was an awful third quarter for the Mavs. To me, it's driving me crazy to see Luka melt down in the finals. If you melt down in the finals on basketball's big stage, it will be used against you until you win a finals. Because we all know winning cures everything. That Luka meltdown was insane to watch the other night. Fouling out of a pivotal finals game is just unacceptable for a star player. It cannot happen. You can tell being down 0-3 in this series, not getting enough help, not getting calls to go his way is bothering him by how he reacts on the floor. It cannot happen. He has been ridiculed mocked, trolled, and laughed at. Look, if he doesn't win the finals, it doesn't matter what you did in the postseason. I mean, he's been phenomenal, has some signature moments, had the postseason of his life. But none of that matters. Nobody cares. What have you done when it truly mattered? Nothing. You've got to be able to finish, stay out of foul trouble, and make it tough for your opponent. I think the pressure got to Luka more than he led on. The pressure is on him since he had his beer snatched from him after his locker room celebration following the Western Conference Finals. Luka has, as some would say, disappeared in a sense. In this series, he has been basically a no-show. Now, he has done some great things on offense, but that's not enough. He hasn't really embraced the pressure. Looks uncomfortable in the pressure cooker. And now we're seeing where Luka's defensive deficiencies have popped up again. He's been awful defensively and has been totally disengaged defensively. He's melting down with officials and not involving other teammates. You've got 5 fouls as a bad defensive player, and you're trying to draw a charge? It says to me that he needs to go work on his defensive footwork and take pride on locking somebody up on defense. Luka needs to be at least a passable defender, and he needs to stop whining about officiating so much. I think if he does that, Dallas can at least avoid the sweep. We'll see. We'll see what happens tonight. Only time will tell. I just don't see it. I think this series is over. It's a wrap regardless. It's been a nice run for Dallas, but it finally comes to an end. Because, look, Boston is just overpowering them in every way, and Boston is clearly the better team. Thanks for watching, everyone. Really appreciate the love and support. We'll talk soon. I'm getting out of here now. You guys enjoy the rest of your Friday.